Good morning. Happy Saturday. And happy voting day in Louisiana. Yeah, buddy. Let's turn the state red and get rid of Bill Cassidy. I mean, we're already red, but let's get rid of Bill Cassidy. It has been quite the 2 weeks. I would not be telling you this if YouTube didn't say, hey, you hadn't uploaded for a couple of weeks. Their demands are crazy. So I'll go ahead and tell you, because I ain't got nothing else to talk about. 2 weeks ago today, hubby had to take a motorcycle ride with an old friend to go check on an old friend that they hadn't heard from but had been calling. And it wasn't like the dude not pick up his phone, especially when you've been calling for 2 days. So they took a motorcycle ride, and hubby hasn't ridden that far in a while. And so that made me nervous, and plus his head was filled, what are we going to find when we get there? And I didn't need to be blocked in my driveway. And I didn't need to go looking for someone to move their vehicle if I had to leave an emergency. And so I started honking my horn, because honk means like move. And then the people started honking their horns. It was so ridiculous. They came out screaming at the top of their lungs so bad that you couldn't even understand them. I had to get louder than them, and that was crazy. So then the next day, my dog Andy, our dog Andy Rose, she was throwing up water. Anything she took in was not staying. She was very sick. By 12:30 that night, I was being woke up, and hubby was like, I'm taking her to the emergency room. And I'm like, okay. And so he calls me when he gets there, and he's like, they're not letting me go back there with her. And so I think I'm coming home. So he gets home and tries to rest, because he has to work the next day. And ended up bringing her back. About 2.5 hours later, he's like, I gotta bring her. And by that time, it was almost time for our animal hospital to open. And so he headed there and waited for them to open, because that's where they know her, and they're not going to mess with our dogs. They're not going to do anything wrong. They're going to make sure they take care. And she had a blockage in her upper GI, and it was soft. She had to stay overnight and a whole day, and I was so alone. I just was not right without my dog. But she came home with prescription food and prescription liquid, and she's just doing so much better. She lost a few pounds, and that's what was needed. And so, also last Sunday, we had 2 power outages by that time because of the rain. It had rained so much, like inches an hour, and the power went out a couple of times. And then on Sunday, I mean, when it went out, you could hear it. It was like bzzz. I mean, it was really worse than that. Like 4 times it did that. And that night, our TV, like cable box, went out. And so Monday we called them. They came out and changed out the box. Had it working. And then like 30 minutes later it stopped. Dude came back like later that afternoon. Got it working again, or so he thought. After he left, it stopped. So I sat with a bad box, another one, until yesterday. They didn't fix it until yesterday. I had to wait all that time. So it's been like a week of, like, I don't know if they're coming today, so I have to get dressed, and put on some like nice jammies and stuff. So, and I'm not used to, my bones are so bad that I can't even feel my lower back right now. It's so numb. Imagine walking around. You're walking, but your lower back and your sciatic and hips are just not there. They feel like they're not there. They're numb. Numb to the touch. I'm gonna have to put on one of those thermacare heat wraps. Seriously, you put it on for 8 hours, and then after you take it off, it lasts for 8 hours after that, the medicine that's in there. There's nothing better for like real pain. I mostly wear mine, well, I always wear mine around my hips and sciatic, because that's where my big problems are. According to the osteoporosis bone machine, density machine, my hips are barely there, and they can't believe I'm walking. So, hubby's still sleeping. We have weird coffee. I forgot to tell him to get coffee yesterday, and now we have Folgers, and I didn't know how to make it, and it's nasty. I should have just settled for a cappuccino. Last night, our great niece, one of our great nieces, she graduated early, and it was so nice to be at this graduation. Opening prayer from the class, closing prayer from the class. It was like I was at a turning point event, seriously. And I was so just happy to be there at that graduation, because it was so full of love and so full of joy and so full of Jesus. Yeah. So, happy Saturday, everyone. YouTube tells me that I gotta upload. Ugh. Which is crazy. Even though I had nothing to say. I had a lot to say, but really nothing. Going to put a heat wrap on, I know that, because I have to go vote. Everybody have a great day. And go Julia Letlow. Let's unseat Bill Cassidy.